In the shadows of the Cold War's aerial dance, one weapon reigns supreme: the S-75 Dvina, a silent sentinel of the Soviet skies. More than a missile system, it was a lethal maestro, orchestrating the downfall of U-2 spy planes and challenging the might of American bombers. In this enigmatic narrative, the S-75 emerges as the deadly waltz partner in a geopolitical tango, its thunderous echoes rewriting the rules of aerial warfare. Join the journey through the clouds as we unveil the secrets of the SAM system that cast a shadow over high-flying espionage and altered the course of Cold War history. In the clandestine dance of the Cold War, where shadows whispered and tensions loomed like storm clouds, the S-75 Dvina emerged as the Soviet Union's answer to the soaring threat of high-altitude espionage. Born in the crucible of the Soviet military-industrial complex during the late 1950s, the SA-2 guideline, as NATO would dub it, was more than a mere missile system. It was a sentinel, a guardian crafted in the urgency of an escalating Cold War, where the skies became a battleground for secrets and supremacy. As the Iron Curtain descended, the Soviet Union recognized the pressing need for a defense mechanism capable of reaching the stratosphere, an aerial vanguard against potential incursions into their guarded airspace. The S-75, with its lethal cocktail of rocket propulsion and sophisticated guidance, became the silent custodian of Soviet skies, ready to unveil its deadly gants whenever the need arose. In the high-stakes game of one-upmanship, the S-75 stood as a technological titan, a testament to the Soviet resolve not to be outdone in the race for aerial dominance. Thus, the Cold War's silent symphony played on, with the S-75 orchestrating a deadly ballet in the celestial theater of geopolitical intrigue. In the enigmatic world of military engineering, the S-75 Dvina stood as a symphony of innovation, its effectiveness etched into the very fabric of its design. At its pulsating core was a marriage of technological marvels: a powerful rocket motor, a celestial navigation dance, and an explosive encore that resonated with destruction. This mobile SAM system was no mere guardian of the skies. It was a virtuoso, conducting a lethal performance against aerial intruders. Its ingenious fusion of a robust rocket motor propelled it into the stratosphere, rendering once inaccessible altitudes now within its grasp. The guidance system, a celestial choreographer of death, tracked targets with a precision that defied the limits of imagination. What set the S-75 apart was not just its capacity to engage targets, but its audacity to challenge the previously invincible. The stratosphere, once a sanctuary for reconnaissance flights, became a contested realm. With a prowess that defied expectation, the S-75 emerged as the formidable maestro of the high-altitude ballet, where speed and altitude were its notes, and destruction its crescendo. In this dance of innovation and annihilation, the S-75's capability to operate at unprecedented heights made it an indomitable force, forever altering the narrative of aerial warfare. In the cloak and dagger realm of Cold War espionage, the S-75 Dvina etched its name in history with a thunderous exclamation mark on May 1, 1960, the day of the infamous U-2 incident. As the United States sought to unravel the enigma of Soviet military capabilities, high-flying U-2 spy planes became the daring emissaries of American curiosity, skimming the edge of the atmosphere to gather clandestine intelligence. However, fate took a treacherous turn as a Soviet S-75 missile, commanded by a crew of expert operators, soared skyward. In a chilling ballet of technology and strategy, the missile found its mark, bringing down the U-2 piloted by Gary Powers in a spectacular display of Soviet prowess. The incident was more than a clash of steel and wings. It was a seismic rupture in Cold War dynamics. The shattered U-2 and its captured pilot became symbols of a perilous cat-and-mouse game played in the skies. The S-75's deadly accuracy not only unveiled the potency of Soviet air defenses, but also sent shockwaves through diplomatic corridors, ratcheting up the already tense Cold War atmosphere. The U-2 incident wasn't just a single event, it was the crescendo in a symphony of geopolitical tensions, forever marking the S-75 as the silent sentinel that could shatter the illusions of invincibility. In the tense theater of the Cuban Missile Crisis, the S-75 Dvina stepped into the spotlight once more in 1962, casting a shadow of uncertainty over the world. As the Cold War's intensity reached a fever pitch, the Soviet Union played its strategic trump card, deploying the S-75 batteries to the palm-fringed shores of Cuba. The island, already a focal point of geopolitical contention, became a high-stakes chessboard, and the S-75 stood as the queen, poised to defend against potential U.S. airstrikes. The world held its breath as the S-75, a silent guardian in the tropical shadows, took center stage. In a high-stakes aerial ballet, it challenged the presumed supremacy of the U.S. Air Force. The very presence of these formidable SAM systems altered the strategic calculus of both superpowers, transforming the Caribbean skies into a tense battleground where the slightest misstep could plunge the world into nuclear catastrophe. The S-75's deployment in Cuba wasn't just a military maneuver. It was a bold statement, a punctuation mark in the narrative of Cold War brinkmanship. As the standoff unfolded, the S-75 became the unsung arbiter of peace, a technological titan influencing the delicate balance that teetered on the precipice of global conflict. The success of the S-75 Dvina in the stratospheric showdowns of the Cold War sent shockwaves through the corridors of Pentagon power. It wasn't just a missile system. It was a gauntlet thrown, demanding a revaluation of U.S. aerial strategies. The skies, once assumed to be an open canvas for American reconnaissance, became a battleground where the S-75's efficiency played a symphony of vulnerability for U.S. high-altitude assets. In response to this unexpected challenge, the United States engaged in a strategic recalibration. American aircraft designers, spurred by the urgency of countering the S-75 threat, embarked on a technological odyssey. The sleek contours of reconnaissance planes transformed, shedding vulnerability and adopting an agile armor against the silent thunder of Soviet SAMs. Tactics, once predictable, now pirouetted in the air, weaving a complex choreography to outsmart the vigilant eyes and deadly reach of the S-75. Yet the dance persisted, a cat and mouse ballet in the skies. The S-75's success spurred not just innovation in the U.S., but a relentless pursuit of advantage on both sides. The arms race, ever evolving, saw each move countered, each counter countered again. In this perpetual contest, the S-75 wasn't just a weapon. It was a catalyst for an era where the strategic tango between offense and defense shaped the destiny of nations. The U-2 incident of 1960, with Gary Powers at its reluctant epicenter, was a seismic shockwave in the delicate tapestry of Cold War politics. Powers, piloting a high-flying U-2 spy plane, found himself entangled in the lethal embrace of a Soviet S-75 missile. Miraculously surviving the fiery plummet, Powers was captured by Soviet forces, becoming an unwitting pawn in the geopolitical chess match. His capture rippled through international relations, casting a shadow on the already frosty diplomacy between the superpowers. Powers, stripped of his aerial fortress, became a human emblem of the Cold War's high-stakes gambits. His fate, a precarious thread in the intricate tapestry of Cold War politics, was woven into the fabric of espionage lore. The U-2 incident was more than a momentary clash in the skies. It marked a turning point in intelligence-gathering strategies. The vulnerability of traditional reconnaissance platforms was laid bare, prompting a revaluation of tactics. The need for more advanced, elusive platforms became glaringly apparent, leading to the evolution of stealth technology and cutting-edge aerial espionage techniques. In this crucible of conflict, Gary Powers unwittingly became a catalyst for a new era of covert reconnaissance, where the skies were no longer an open book, but a labyrinth of secrets guarded by the ghosts of Cold War intrigue. In the symphony of military innovation, the Archer artillery system takes center stage. But whispers of skepticism linger in the wings. Is this cutting-edge marvel a revolution or a disaster in the making? With its impressive range, automated loading system, and swift deployment capabilities, the Archer promises a new era of artillery warfare. However, beneath the sleek exterior lies a cacophony of uncertainties. Critics fear that its technological complexity may be a tightrope walk between triumph and disaster. As the Archer integrates into global arsenals, the question looms: is it a masterpiece of modern warfare, or does it harbor the potential for a catastrophic encore on the battlefield? The Archer artillery system, a battlefield behemoth crafted by BAE Systems Bofors, emerges as a symphony of technological supremacy. Its 155mm/52 caliber gun, a roaring testament to firepower, propels the Archer into a league of its own, boasting an extraordinary 40-kilometer range that outpaces its artillery counterparts. Akin to a nimble giant, the Archer flaunts a wheeled chassis, endowing it with a balletic grace as it swiftly pirouettes across the battlefield, a stark contrast to the ponderous movements of traditional artillery. Yet it is the archer's cerebral core that truly captivates military aficionados. An automated loading system, a mechanized maestro, orchestrates a ballet of projectiles with clockwork precision. This, coupled with advanced targeting capabilities akin to a digital sharpshooter, compresses the temporal abyss between target identification and projectile release. Proponents herald it as a choreography of efficiency, a virtuoso performance poised to redefine the tempo of modern warfare. In the grand theater of conflict, the archer takes center stage, its impressive overture promising a harmonious blend of range, speed, and precision. Whether this technological symphony becomes a resounding success or a discordant catastrophe remains an overture awaiting the crescendo of real-world battle. Beneath the sleek surface of the archer's technological marvel, a shadow of uncertainty lurks, casting doubt on its battlefield prowess. The intricate dance of sensors, actuators, and algorithms that orchestrates the automated loading system, while a feat of engineering finesse, unveils a vulnerability tightrope. Critics raise an ominous flag, warning that complexity, the very essence of the archer's sophistication, might be a Faustian bargain. Like a delicate Jenga tower, the slightest glitch in this web of precision could reverberate into catastrophic consequences on the unforgiving canvas of the battlefield. Yet it is not just the physical intricacies that beckon concern. The archer's dalliance with advanced electronics and communication systems introduces a digital Achilles heel. In the symphony of modern warfare, where the discordant notes of cyber threats echo as loudly as artillery fire, the archer's susceptibility to hacking becomes a haunting melody. The integration into network-centric warfare environments, while promising enhanced coordination, unfurls a red carpet for adversaries adept at exploiting chinks in the digital armor. The archer, once a marvel, teeters on the precipice of transformation. From a technological triumph to a potential liability, the line between ingenuity and vulnerability as thin as the wire connecting it to the digital realm. In the clandestine world of warfare, the archer artillery system stands on the precipice, its untested metal echoing through the corridors of military speculation. While simulations and meticulously choreographed exercises showcase the archer's prowess, the true crucible of battle remains an untrodden path. As of the latest intelligence in 2022, the archer, with all its promise and potential, has yet to taste the acrid tang of gunpowder in the tumultuous theater of real-world combat. The historical echelons resonate with cautionary tales of seemingly invincible technologies crumbling beneath the weight of war's brutal scrutiny. The archer, perched on the cusp of uncharted territory, is a riddle wrapped in uncertainty. Is its absence from the battlefield a harbinger of disaster, an untested Achilles heel waiting to be exposed, or does it signify a calculated gamble? The juxtaposition of anticipation and trepidation defines the archer's uncharted status. A high-stakes poker game where the chips on the table are not just monetary, but the potential trajectory of artillery warfare itself. The fog of war obscures the answers, leaving the archer's fate suspended in the precarious balance between innovation and the unforgiving realities of conflict. As the archer artillery system marches into the future, it brings with it a paradigm shift in the age-old dance between man and machine. Proponents extol the virtues of automation, envisioning a ballet of precision and speed where the archer pirouettes through the chaos of battle with digital finesse. The allure is undeniable: enhanced efficiency, pinpoint accuracy, and an overall augmentation of battlefield effectiveness. Yet skeptics cast a discerning eye, questioning the wisdom of relegating the human touch to the shadows. In the crucible of war, where uncertainty reigns and the cacophony of conflict muddles the senses, split-second decisions often pivot the scales between triumph and disaster. The archer's reliance on automation, like an ambitious tango with technology, raises a poignant query. Does the calculated dance of algorithms and sensors provide a force multiplier, amplifying the impact of military might, or does it risk becoming a precarious point of failure when the nuances of human intuition and adaptability are most desperately needed? The integration of the archer artillery system into the arsenals of nations is akin to a seismic shift on the geopolitical chessboard, where every move echoes with implications that stretch far beyond the battlefield. As this technological juggernaut finds a home in various military arsenals, the very landscape of power dynamics undergoes a subtle transformation. The perceived capabilities of the archer become a diplomatic overture, influencing the strategic calculus of nations, and potentially tipping the delicate balance in regional conflicts. The ripples of its adoption extend beyond national borders, creating a symphony of questions about interoperability and standardization in the realm of international military alliances. The Archer's entrance into this complex orchestra introduces a new melody, but the harmony of cooperation may face discordant notes as diverse nations grapple with aligning their disparate artillery systems. On the global stage, perspectives on the Archer diverge. Some nations see it as the vanguard of transformative military capabilities, a game changer that could redefine the rules of engagement. Others, adopting a more cautious stance, scrutinize its potential risks and rewards. The Archer, therefore, becomes not just a weapon, but a diplomatic chess piece, its role in the ever-evolving geopolitical narrative sparking intense debates among defense analysts and policymakers alike. As the Archer takes its place on the stage, the geopolitical drama unfolds, leaving the world to anticipate whether it will be a protagonist in stability or a wildcard introducing new complexities to the international order. In the delicate ballet of military innovation, proponents of the Archer artillery system are not blind to the potential pitfalls that lurk in the shadows of progress. With a nod to prudence, they underscore the imperative of robust contingency planning, constructing a safety net of fail-safes to catch the system in the event of an unforeseen stumble. This strategic foresight extends beyond the hardware, penetrating the very veins of software intricacies, where the difference between a minor glitch and catastrophic failure hinges on digital threads. The architects of the Archer understand that the crucible of real-world conflict is an unforgiving judge, rendering meticulous testing and evaluation indispensable. In diverse environments, the system's adaptability and reliability are scrutinized, providing a litmus test that goes beyond the controlled simulations. It's a relentless quest for perfection, an acknowledgement that the Archer's destiny lies not just in its blueprints, but in its ability to weather the storm of unpredictable battlefields.